English only, please. Quote, the right thing for the United States to do and the best way to keep Americans in favor of immigration is to take national identity seriously. Amy Chua says to do so, make English the official language of the United States. Quote, more stringent English language proficiency requirements for citizenship should be set up. Unquote. The bedrock is national identity. If the national identity suffers by reason of multiple languages, right, then the bedrock of our society, which is our identity, right, being an American is an American.
You're exactly.
English preserves that. Is that
That's very
logical?
true. Look, this is one of the great arguments we've got. Are we a multicultural country, or do we have an American culture to which we all contribute? And I think, John, if we don't have that one culture, we're going to wind up balkanized. But basically, to your point, one point. There are as many illegal aliens in Arizona as there are soldiers in the Army of the United States. That is an invasion.
It's a happy invasion for most people in this country. We love. Excuse me, Chris, my turn. We love the diversity of food. We have it. English is the language of commerce. People who come here want to learn our language. There is a problem with human smuggling and with drug smuggling, but the vast majority of Mexicans, and that's who we're talking about, who come here to work, and they're terrified, and they keep their heads down, and they commit far fewer crimes than other groups.
If they don't break in, why do they keep their heads down?
Who the employers, corporate America, has welcomed these people with open arms.
All right, let Christian in here. Let Christian in. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah. I'm just going to agree with Eleanor's point. I mean, I absolutely agree laws must be upheld, but I think Arizona's going about it the wrong way. Eleanor makes the point that it's at the employer level that you should be enforcing this. If there weren't the
we're getting similar legislation in Texas and Colorado, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Arizona passed a law cutting off all social welfare.
Let me address another point that gets to your question about English as the national language. It is a question about assimilation. And Teddy Roosevelt, 1907, was talking about the first big waves, mostly from Western and Eastern Europe, coming into the United States legally. When he said this, it is all a question of assimilation, speaking English, honoring the American flag, because becoming an American is not just waltzing over the border and then getting amnesty. Becoming an American is about assimilation, and what has happened in the Latino communities, which has hurt them. Excuse me.
Nobody waltzes over the border.
Do you think our national identity as Americans is ebbing?
No.
Do you?
It is, because one language, one country. You get two languages, two cultures, you get two countries.
Do you want a sense of that? You see national identity as essential to our
national identity is one of the most important issues facing America.
Exit question.
You go to high schools where they speak 100 different languages. That is America's strength, that people can thrive here.
You got a
they all
Tower
learn
of Babel.
English too. Not a Tower of Babel.
100 languages is a Tower of Babel.
Exit question.
Immigrants are learning English as they always have done. I think that you guys should have more faith in America.
America is another language.
Exit question. Has Arizona joined the Tea Party movement? Are the states now in revolt against Washington, Pat Buchanan?
Indeed they are. They're trying to enforce laws that the federal government has failed or refused to enforce.
You think your time has come?
My time came. It has.
Very mixed bag. Most law enforcement people don't like this. The law is too vague. It puts too much of a burden on them. You're going to have conventions boycotting Arizona. This is going to put pressure on the Congress to act, and I think they will begin work on the immigration reform that the country needs.
Has Washington lost the consent of the governed?
In many ways, it is losing the consent of the governed. When you look at national polls on this Arizona immigration bill, over 50% of the American people agree with what Arizona did. This is federalism in full flower. We're dealing with the national security aspect of this. We're dealing with so many aspects to illegal immigration, and the American people have had quite enough.
This is not about the states versus the feds. This is about economic anxiety, and this actually could turn out to be a very dangerous issue for the Republicans.
I think our national identity has evaporated somewhat. When we come back, has Chris risen?